Welcome to this edition of Advisor Insights. Joining me today is Marguerita Cheng. Marguerita is the CEO of Blue Ocean Global Wealth, is a founding member of the Kiplinger Advisor Collective, serves on the board of directors of the Association for Divorce Financial Planners, as well as the CFP board, was a founding member of the CFP board's Diversity Advisory Group, and is a past spokesperson for the AARP Financial Freedom Campaign. Marguerita, thank you very much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. So excited to be here.
So, Blue Ocean Global Wealth was named after the book Blue Ocean Strategy by W. Chan Kin and Renee Mauborgne. And one of the foundational ideas behind the book, and one of the same serves as the guiding principle for Blue Ocean Global Wealth, is the concept of value innovation. Can you explain what that means and how that manifests itself at your firm?
So value innovation, that's right. Blue Ocean Global Wealth was inspired by Blue Ocean Strategy. And of course, I read Blue Ocean Shift. But basically what value innovation is, it is looking to the competition, but not necessarily benchmarking yourself to the competition, doing things differently. And so as we talk about Blue Ocean Global Wealth, what did we do differently? Very intentional about separating asset management advice from financial advice and financial planning advice, because I really believe that everybody deserves access to financial advice and financial planning advice, whether they move their portfolio to my management or not.
So it's a focus on the actual advice versus the asset management. How do you separate the two then?
So I love that question. Traditionally, and things have changed, but I joined the financial advice profession in '99. And back then, we have to think about what was happening back then. .com, right? In order for people to receive financial advice back then, they had to turn over their portfolio. And in order to receive financial advice, you may had to have certain minimums, whether that's $500,000, $1 million, and so forth. So early on, I decided that I wanted to create a firm and firm culture where people could get advice. So we did attract clients who were younger, who were more wealth accumulators.
Mm-hmm. Going to the clients, there's so much going on in the market right now. What is top of mind for your clients? What questions are you getting asked most frequently?
Well, I would say you can't be all things to all people, but this is a universal theme. Whether you are Gen Z, recent college graduate entering the workforce, or a retiree, people are worried about their income meeting their expenses. That's number one. I guess number two, you could say inflation and higher interest rates. And then three, market volatility. And yeah, that rounds them all out pretty much.
So you touched on being accessible to younger wealth accumulators, people earlier on in their careers. You also were a former spokesperson for the AARP Financial Freedom Campaign, and June 15th is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Why is this so important to you, and why should this be important to all of us?
So I truly think it takes a village to help identify, so that means detect and prevent elder financial abuse. The reality is we're all going to be older, whether we want to admit it or not. Even if we don't feel like we're old, we have aging relatives. So it's important to have awareness around this topic, not just one day, but throughout the year. And then personally speaking, the reason why, well, I mentioned why we should all care, but for me, this is very important, both personally and professionally, because my dad, while he was not a victim of elder financial abuse, my dad did experience cognitive decline because he had Parkinson's disease. So this cognitive decline can make our aging relatives more vulnerable. And sometimes we need to actually protect our clients from themselves. So here's what I mean. My dad did have like a trading portfolio. I didn't manage this portfolio. And dad used to, trade on his account and earn about $1,500 a month in option income. That was like his pocket money. And then I started to notice, remember, this is not an account that I managed, but he would lock himself out. And I did help him reset his password. But by the time this happened 3 times in, a matter of like 10 days, I brought it to my mom's attention. I included my sisters in the conversation, and I even consulted with their permission, their estate planning attorney, and we came to a solution for everyone. I don't want to say compromise, because compromise means that people had to give up something. what we decided as a family that Dad could have online access so that he could see that his money was there, because sometimes paranoia can set in. So online access gave Dad peace of mind that nobody took his money, but then we disabled the electronic capabilities to protect him from stuff. So he couldn't trade. He could view everything online, but we disabled the trading capabilities. And so sometimes we have to actually protect the client from him, her, themselves. So that's why this is important to me personally and professionally.
And how much of your job is helping your clients by protecting them from themselves, and how do you strike that balance?
Sure, this is actually an ethical dilemma. You want to do the right thing, and I want to believe, as a certified financial planner, that we all want to do the right thing. But sometimes it can be a conflict of interest or a competing priority. I want to do what's right for my client, but they don't want to do it. It is ultimately their money, but there's a lot of things that we can do to help the client. The first thing that we can do is we can give them clarity about all the options. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of confusion. The next thing that we can do is we can take into consideration their personal and unique circumstances and tell them that the stuff that you read online, it's not that it's not true, but the person who's writing that doesn't really know about your specific situation. So we give them clarity, we give them the confidence to take that information and apply it to their situation. And then last but not least, these all happen to have C's, is control. They can't control the financial markets, interest rates, what goes on in Washington, but they can control how they plan, how they save, and how they react.
And are there any final thoughts that you'd like to leave our viewers with?
I would say it's never too early to start planning, and it's never too late. Make sure that you, as your needs change, that you check in with your personal finances and your professional advisors.
Well, Marguerita, thank you very much for joining us today and sharing your insights.
Thank you so much for having me.
And to our viewers, thanks for watching. For Asset TV, I'm Jonathan Forsgren. We'll see you next time.